The question of the day is it possible to be happy alone? Well, yes and no. Let me explain.
First, you need to realize the illusion of loneliness. Before you call me crazy, sit back and think to yourself, who is the only person that experiences life the way that you do? That means smell, seeing, tasting, pause. Exactly, you. How were you born? Who were you born with? And how will you perish? But to make it as clear as possible, no matter what, your life experience will always be spent with nobody other than you and you alone.
So why do I feel bad for being by myself then?
Great question, twin. Well, it's just that in society, we've, and I myself, fell for the bait that you are only as valuable as someone says you are. And if nobody is validating you, then you must not be worth validating. Come close to the camera. That's bullshit. I also would like to ask a question regarding loneliness because I do feel like, I know, and I'm pretty sure you do as well, that there is a major difference between being by yourself and being alone. And it really just depends on what you decide to focus on when you're by yourself. Do you spend your time alone with yourself, asking yourself questions, maybe trying a new hobby you wanted to get into but was too much of a lazy piece of shit to do it? Congrats, you are now spending time with yourself. Now, do you do the other and spend your time alone whining about why you don't have a significant other, swiping away on dating apps, listening to the following? Congrats, you are a lonely sack of shit. I've experienced both being alone and being by myself. When I would spend my time alone comparing myself to what I liked at the moment and wilded on the fact that I was a lonely piece of shit at 20, I felt lonely. However, when I shifted my perspective and stopped demonizing myself for being by myself and used that time to invest in myself, that feeling of loneliness kind of evaporated. I know this may sound cheesy and corny, but to be fair, I don't give a fuck. You need to hear this. Everything happens for a reason. So maybe, just maybe, you're supposed to be alone for a bit. What should bring you to two truths? One, just because you have nobody now doesn't mean you will never have anybody. And two, the time alone needs to be used to invest in you. But aren't we social creatures? Of course we are. But here's where no comes in. Being the lone wolf, focusing on yourself, locking yourself in a room and never talking to anybody ever again will drive you and make you insane. Since you are a social creature by default and you kind of need friends in the social circle around you, literally to keep you from being a lunatic. The intent of this video is not me telling you to move to the middle of nowhere and be by yourself for the rest of your life. Neither is it to cope with the fact you have no friends and you get no bitch. The intent of this video is to make you realize that there needs to be a balance. You should want friends and a significant other, but you have to ask yourself why you want one. Is it because you're lonely, or is it because you genuinely want one? Also, you need to take into consideration what these people are doing to your life. Or do you want a girlfriend to add into your life, or do you want a girlfriend because you feel incomplete without one? Same thing goes for friends. The people around you should complement your life. But then again, you don't have to listen to me. The fuck does this guy know about loneliness? And you can keep trying to fill in that hole with pleasure, with people, and friends, only to be left with the same fate.
That nobody can fill that hole except for you.
Hey, fucking yo, end of it.